In just 19 blistering seconds, the roar of a live studio fell into a suffocating silence. 40 million Americans watched as Denzel Washington slid a photo onto the desk. Not slammed, not tossed, just laid it down with the kind of quiet certainty that says, "You're about to feel this." Trump frozen in a blinding white suit at Diddy's white party, handlocked with a man now at the center of an active FBI investigation. The smirk faltered. His eyes moved. Small, quick-cornered animal, quick. What happened that night that could still bring down a former president today? The studio buzzed with anticipation. A miniature America under hot lights. Cameras swept like predators, the LED wall pulsing with a countdown. Reporters scribbled, activists clutched smuggled signs, and aides rehearsed spin. Denzel stood in the shadows, hands on a leather folio, fingertips tapping in rhythm with the tally lights. His calm was calculated, not passive. Trump, across the stage, laughed with staff, owning the space like a king. The crowd, Marines, deacons, college kids, hummed with nervous energy. A stagehand's mutter, "White Party Hamptons," lit a fuse. Denzel's grip tightened slightly. His aide's text buzzed, "All green for segment 2. Denzel sent a single dot. Stand by. The countdown hit 30 seconds. George Stephanopoulos adjusted his earpiece, voice sharp yet warm. The applause sign blinked, blue light washing the stage. Trump stepped forward, basking in claps, smirking like he'd already won. Denzel walked to his mark. No smile, just a quiet study of the silence. The moderator's first question, immigration, went to Trump. He leaned in, voice booming. "America can't survive if we let people pour in like water through a broken dam." He jabbed at Denzel. "This actor's soft. Too sentimental." Laughter rippled. A man in a red tie nodded. A student rolled her eyes. Denzel let the words hang, then spoke, low and steady. "Facts aren't soft, and some facts, like who you partied with, don't fade." He cited stats. Lower crime in immigrant neighborhoods, billions in taxes, businesses built from grit. The crowd leaned in, picturing farm workers, nurses, soldiers. Some nodded. Others crossed their arms. Trump scoffed. "Emotional, not realistic." Denzel's reply cut through. "Realistic is knowing fear doesn't make us safe. Truth does." The studio froze. Tension electric. Trump's grin faltered as Denzel's hand brushed his folder. The debate shifted. Trump mocked, "Nice jacket. Hollywood not paying?" Denzel let the silence stretch, then countered, "If we're talking who understands America, let's talk about the company you keep." Murmurs swept the crowd. Trump feigned confusion. "No idea what you're talking about." Denzel's voice dropped. "Don't worry, we'll get there. The Hamptons always comes back around." Trump's laugh was thin. "You remember the White Party?" Denzel pressed. "Who stood beside you?" The room stirred. Gasps, whispers. Trump's jaw tightened, eyes flicking to his lawyer. "Funny," Denzel said, "how one night makes the most powerful man flinch." The moderator moved on, but the crowd was hooked, phones out, Twitter buzzing. At the break, Denzel's aide whispered, "Shade says he was there. He's ready to back you." Marcus Shade Johnson, rapper and activist, had texted, "I was there. Call me." Denzel's eyes lit up. He had a witness. Trump, meanwhile, leaned toward his lawyer, their exchange tense. The studio hummed as the break ended. Trump tried pivoting to the economy, but Denzel cut in. "First, let's finish the Hamptons." The crowd straightened, reporters' fingers flying. Trump's chuckle was brittle. "More fake news." Denzel's gaze pinned him. "Some guests aren't here to defend themselves. Others are ready to talk. A bead of sweat glinted on Trump's temple. George S. Ignailed for a close-up. Trump's denial, I don't recall specifics, sounded hollow. Denzel's next words landed like a blade. What if the country saw the photo you've buried? The room shifted. Denzel painted the scene. White tents, champagne towers, Trump in a blinding suit, hand-clasped with an indicted man. Trump's fingers tapped nervously. A setup, he barked. I meet thousands. Denzel didn't flinch. And how many are under indictment? The crowd murmured, phones capturing every twitch. George asked, Do you deny being there? Trump's careful I don't recall fueled the fire. Denzel pulled a grainy photo from his folder. Trump, in white, with the indicted man. The studio erupted. Gasps, claps. Trump scoffed. Photoshopped! But he avoided the image. Denzel's calm rebuttal, the lighting, the champagne tower, it matches, sparked more murmurs. Twitter exploded with side-by-side comparisons. Denzel leaned into the camera. If this is the warm-up, what's the full picture? George introduced Marcus Shade Johnson, who walked in, steady and grave. I was there, he said, eyes on Trump. I saw who you were with. The studio froze. Trump's laugh was too loud. Here we go. Then Tasha Green appeared, holding a vintage camera. I worked that party, she said. I took something the public's never seen. Trump's smirk cracked. A prop, he said, but his eyes betrayed him. Tasha's reply was calm. This is history. The crowd leaned in, phones up as she set the camera down. Denzel took an envelope from her, pulling out a high-resolution photo. The screen lit up. Trump, hand-clasped with the indicted man, Diddy in the background. The studio roared. Trump's defense, I take thousands of pictures, fell flat. Denzel's voice cut through. How many with indicted men at off-record parties? The internet detonated. Hashtags, #WhitePartyTruth, trended. Screenshots flooded feeds. Trump jabbed, political theater, but his voice cracked. Laura Ingraham's Fox News rebuttal, out of context, didn't stick. Denzel stood still, letting the photo speak. Power without ACC. Accountability is a danger, he said, eyes on the camera. If the powerful live by different rules, we're not in a democracy. The room stilled. Trump opened his mouth, but the cameras stayed on Denzel. He stepped back, head high, and walked out, pausing at the door. The truth doesn't need to shout. It just needs someone not afraid to say it. The applause followed him into the night, echoing like a drumbeat. Across America, living rooms buzzed, phones glowed, and one question lingered. If one photo could do this, what else was out there?